Wael Zaitar was a Palestinian intellectual who was living in Rome, in Italy. He moved there in the early 60s. And I became interested in his story originally because I was doing research on all the Palestinians that had been massacred by Mossad agents on European soil. The project would not exist without Janet Van Braun. And it was her that kept this archive about his life and his work. And actually, I found a book she had edited called For a Palestinian. It was written, written by his friends who were in Italy. People like Alberto Moravia contributed to the book. But two filmmakers, Ugo Piero and Elio Petri, had done a chapter called Material for a Film. And this was the original inspiration for my project, and that's actually where I got my title from. They never made the film because Elio Petri passed away before it could happen. And their impetus for wanting to make a film in the first place was actually based on Wael's work, in which he had this idea that he really believed and wanted to gather European artists and filmmakers together to talk about the story of Palestine and what was happening. So they saw their work as a continuation of his work, and I saw my work as a continuation of their work. The installation of material for a film, the concept behind it, I mean, the most important thing about it for me was constructing the physical space in a filmic sense. My vision of the work was that you, as the viewer, would walk into this space, which is comprised of various rooms and corridors, and sounds and music and other elements, archival elements, as well as my own writing and diaries, and move through that space in the same way you would move through a film, except you have complete agency as a viewer to go through that space. I think that it's very important for people to understand that the pieces showing at the Photographers Gallery are actually not the installation of material for a film. The viewers are going to be coming into the gallery and seeing a few elements from the actual work. A lot of my projects are research-based, in which this one was. And in terms of subject matter, a lot of the work is about excavating lost histories, exposing and finding these stories, as well as dealing with issues of resistance and movement, because let's not forget Wael was a pioneer in telling our story to the outside world.